What up, everybody? Welcome to Real Talks. I'm Marty O'Connor, and this is my boy,
Sonny Casebauer.
The show doesn't work out. Anyways. Wow, welcome back, guys. I have been sitting here for a freaking week. I'm sitting on a mountain of, Marty waste. It's been freaking a week, bro. I have not left you guys.
No.
We left you guys hanging.
Yeah.
And here we are. We were true to our word. You haven't even changed.
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Still got the same smelly underwear.
You stink.
Yeah. It's still got
Hitters.
the same shit crease on it and everything, man. But
Wax coming out the ears.
Yeah.
You still look good though.
Yeah. I'm still. You look good too, man.
Thanks, man.
You got a few more rips in the jeans.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you're looking good.
Got to air it out a little. It's a little bit lower.
I think the worst part is I haven't been able to really stand.
Dude, it's been a while. It's been
kind of
a
hard.
week. It's been really hard.
Yeah, but if I could, and there was a easy
way to do it, you would take a stand.
Stand.
Easy.
Stand. Easy. Stand.
EasyStand, baby. Sonny, tell us about EasyStand.
Yeah, honestly, let's just talk about the company. We always talk about the product.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the company real quick. Just great people. We've had two of their guys come out from all the way from Minnesota.
Minnesota, big hockey guys, yeah.
Just great hockey guys. We passed the puck from time to time.
Oh, ice fishing.
But they were great people, good hearts, and they really want to help our demographic or anybody with a disability that's having trouble standing and receiving some of the positive health benefits you do get from that.
For us who have been sitting here for a week,
yeah,
could really use a little bowel and bladder control, and I know that the EasyStand is a great thing for helping that. Our bodies, we are bipedal human beings, guys. We're meant to be standing, so there's so many good benefits that come from that. So give them a check. You can get these things covered through insurance. So talk to your doctor about getting an EasyStand. If you have any questions, please feel free to DM us. But we're excited.
Whoa,
Go ahead. Yeah.
Like, subscribe our channel, please.
Please like, share, and subscribe.
Or follow us on Instagram or Facebook, whatever. Follow at us, though,
maybe
sure.
share with someone else. I think
Spotify, SoundCloud.
We're here for you guys, and we're here for our community. And you don't have to be disabled to subscribe to our channel. What we talk about transcends demographics. We're just talking about overcoming challenges, embracing who we are, and embracing others, which I think really brings us into this part 2 episode of embracing difference. And so last week we talked a lot about embracing the differences that we have in ourselves.
Right.
And until you truly find that confidence and embrace yourself and your difference, you can't really embrace and appreciate others' differences, man.
Not at all. And until you kind of find the right ways to embrace that by asking the right questions, and really paying attention and listening, it's just never been more enlightening and insightful when I've had a conversation with somebody I know is completely different than I am and just got their point of view on life and their style and everything like that. It's so gratifying for me.
Yeah, and let's kind of talk about the origins of not embracing each other's differences. I think it comes from
stereotypes.
A place of immaturity, stereotypes that you hear, whatever. But let's talk about like grade school and maybe how kids don't really get it. They don't have the perspective to embrace others' changes.
Well, I think it's obviously sometimes it starts at home. Mm-hmm. I think sometimes it's ingrained in our brains from other people's experiences. I think that's the biggest thing right here, is that our experiences are not going to be the same as our parents' experiences, or maybe an older sibling's experience. But sometimes we hear so much from their point of view that now we make that our point of view. And our world's changing every day. Every day. I mean, if we even go back, a year from now, we never would have thought we'd be at the place we're at today.
Jeez, no. Hell no.
Base your opinions on what you're going through. Base your opinions on your experiences. And if you lack experience, go out and find it. Go out and meet somebody new. Go out and, test the waters. It is so easy to just fall into the same things we hear every day from our news, from our parents, from our friends, from our family. But at the end of the day, that's their perspective. I challenge you to find your perspective.
And along that line, I think, as we're growing up as kids, we flock to what we know, and we we find what's right.
Yeah.
We try and do what's right. Like you have a certain set of ways that, maybe your parents want you to do things. You have certain style that has been adopted just by, maybe who your siblings are, what your media you're watching, what this, that, and the other is.
Yep.
And so you think that's the right thing to do because that's all that you know. And until you come across something different, you don't truly understand that other people have the exact same thing that they've gone through to get to where they are.
Right.
They just have a different outcome.
Yeah.
And some people they don't ask for this. They don't train for their difference, and sometimes it's just given to them. Like for people who are disabled, man, like they didn't ask for their disability.
No.
That's not something to make fun of just because it's different. It's something that I think people just don't know, and they are so caught up in what they believe is right and normal that in order to elevate themselves, they're finding confidence in putting others down.
Yeah.
When really confidence should be in using your strengths to bring people up, no matter what their difference is.
I think you're hitting it right there on the nail. It's really what it comes down to is ignorance. Mm-hmm. I got to be honest with you. Before I got in a wheelchair, I had no idea what a spinal cord injury was. No idea what it meant.
They all had their arms. They're rolling around. Life's normal.
Yeah, I thought it was like, when you're paralyzed or a spinal cord injury, it just means lost use of your legs. That's pretty much all I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought your legs atrophy and that's it. I didn't know it affected your bowels and bladder. I didn't know it could go higher and affect your breathing and it could affect your hands.
And sweating.
So many crazy I didn't know any of that stuff, So my ignorance. And I also, most of the time I thought it was like maybe a serious car accident or a birth defect, but I didn't realize how many other ways you can seriously get hurt, from mountain biking to diving into a pool to, falling downstairs, things that are similar, So to me, it goes hand in hand with other cultures, other demographics, other age groups, other people. If you don't know their vibe, ask questions. Being just interested, being inquisitive.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a really important thing is asking questions and being curious to get to know others who do have differences. And I think as we get older, we tend to try and shape ourselves. We try and stand out. We try and find who we truly are.
Right.
And a lot of times that comes in the form of acting out or trying some bombastic things, whether it be stylistically. Mr. Bombastic.
Rude boy.
Bombastic. But think, as we go through school and you get to high school, holy shit, now everyone's wearing crazy makeup. People's styles are getting goths now. You're getting the preppy kids. You're getting the athletes. You have all these different groups that start trying to separate themselves and finding their own individuality. Yeah. But here we are that we get kind of afraid of each other's differences because what we think we're doing is right, and that's the way it should be. But right. we don't even have the curiosity or the bravery or confidence to find that curiosity to go be like, geez, dude, I've been through school with this guy forever, but now we're so different. And you're too afraid to go talk because you think your friends who all agree and dress and do the same damn things that you do. You got to have curiosity and confidence to approach others and do so with a good heart. Yeah. You can't just approach something to try and out it. You know what I mean? I feel like there's so much bullying and so much stuff going on, especially from afar. Can we just take a second to talk some shit on social media, freaking trolls that, you're so confident from afar because you don't feel the other person's pain. You just type a few words trying to get some likes on a comment, and that's just truly not the way to be. I think, if you wouldn't say anything to someone's face, you shouldn't say it online. It's an easy out for people these days, and I just truly hope we can all try and be good people, treat others as you want to be treated, and if you want to get trolled all day, just don't do that either. Just be a good person in general,
Yeah, stay away from the brainwashing. It's how many times have you seen a guy in a wheelchair on a movie or a TV show and he's angry or he's broken, or he's depressed or he's hopeless or he's useless. It goes for a lot of different demographics and cultures. All you know about that culture is what you've seen in a movie or a TV show.
Right.
9 times out of 10, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So form your own opinions. Mm-hmm. And if you're genuine about it and you're really curious about a different demographic, go about it the right way. The best way not to go about it is to DM me and ask me if my penis still works, or hey, what's up with your legs, or how come your hands look funny. Like that's just gonna you're just
like hi, my name's Marty. Like nice to freaking know you. That's something I get all the time, man. It's like people that come up, whether they're even in this disabled community or not, the first thing they want to know is something ridiculous and personal, where it's like, I'm a human, man. Like, how about we get to know each other first and establish that, like, hey, we're not so different, you and I. Yeah. We're both here at the same place. We're both enjoying the same activity. But also, hey, do you struggle with something that I am? Like, let's establish some ground game first before we just jump into, like, hey, you're different. Why? Like, you know, people, they don't have any bedside manner anymore, you know? And if you don't know, it's just, like, having, like, common courtesy and just, like, being a gentleman or a lady and just approaching other people with civility. I think a lot of it comes from our social media, you know, culture, where everything's so distant that we're so separated from others' feelings and separated from each other's differences. And it's easy to, you know, talk shit without getting hit. You know, I think you know, it's a little violent.
Stitches.
Yeah. You know, I think it's like such a, like, you know, not that I advocate for violence, but it's like talk shit, get hit. Would you say that to someone to their face? But no, people do so many things from a distance because they're not confronted with that. They're not confronted with the other person's own feelings. And like, here we are as individuals trying to be our own individual selves, like flex our own brands, be who we are as people, yet we won't celebrate other people trying to do the same thing. Like, come on. So, it starts with finding your own confidence, as we said from our last episode. And what are some of the things, Sonny, I think we can get into about not even embracing the wheelchair community's differences? It's a very competitive community, as we talked about a couple episodes ago.
It's across the board, for sure.
So talk to me about, like, maybe some of your struggle or your experience with embracing others' differences, you know, as you started to embrace your own.
Huge. This is huge for everybody, is trying... I like to be analytical, but at a certain point, me putting myself in somebody else's shoes is not always going to work. Yeah. I'm never like, you know, I'm never going to know what it's like to give birth or go through certain struggles another culture has or another gender has. I'm never going to know what I could sympathize. Actually, you know what? I can empathize, but I can never really truly understand what they go through. And my biggest mistake is, if that was me, you know, that wouldn't mean anything to me, or blah, blah, blah. And I realize that it shows zero compassion, it shows zero like me trying to understand where they're coming from. It totally diminishes their feelings. And it just starts us off on the wrong foot, you know, because I'm already developing this attitude and this reasoning in my mind. But yet again, if someone does that to me, like, if I was in a wheelchair, big deal, I could still do this, that, and the other. I'd be like, well, you know, hold your horses a little bit. There's a little bit more to it than what you see. So behind everybody and what you see and what they put out there, there's always more to the story. There's always more to the story from what you hear from that person or from what you see. And my biggest mistake was me trying to be so analytical and think I already knew what they were going through. But at the end of the day, I could really never truly know.
Totally. And that brings me to this point. You don't need to understand someone else and what they're going through or what they believe in. You don't need to believe it yourself in order to be empathetic. You don't need to be just a good person to someone else without understanding those beliefs, thinking that it's okay or not. You know, you can have totally separate beliefs from other people. Yeah. You can have a totally different situation from somebody else. Someone could have severe mental disability that you will never struggle with, but you think it's funny the way they react to something. You think it's funny the way they walk or the way they look. It's like, are you freaking kidding me, dude? Like, picture yourself in someone else's shoes. And, you know, again, it all comes back to how do we want to be treated as individuals? The whole thing is, like, what happened to love thy neighbor, man? Yep. I'm giving a talk next week in Nashville about this. It's like in Nashville, you know, we don't need to truly understand and agree with someone who's different from us to be able to at least embrace it, acknowledge it, and understand that we're all humans, we're all in this together. And just because we have different ideas about certain things or we're different people for different reasons, whether it be our freaking skin color, our sexuality, our political differences. Like, we're all here, man. We're all here, and we just have different beliefs. And let's work on that common ground and accept each other's differences, because unless we do that, we'll never, move forward collectively as a people. I've talked on a number of times about how a muscle will never grow unless it's broken down.
Yeah.
Until you face that adversity, that difference, that something that is a struggle that feels foreign, that's different, you're not going to grow collectively without that. And I think the same thing goes for humanity. Like, until we can accept these differences and find that common ground and know where we can, give up some of our own beliefs to accommodate the beliefs of others, so that we have a better represented idea moving forward that, hits on both their beliefs and my beliefs, but here we are representing together in a bipartisan fashion. If bipartisan is something other than political, like, that's just the way I know it. But it's like, we just need to make some concessions and not think we're freaking right all the time.
It's that, and it's fear.
Fear, for sure.
Fear. We're scared. We're scared to ask those questions. We're scared because of our own insecurities, to ask somebody about their insecurities, about their perspective. Fear. We're scared of that whole demographic for no reason. So stop being scared to learn. There's nothing harmful in asking somebody what's up about their situation. You're not going to hurt my feelings if I feel like you're genuine and you're like, hey, bro, like, how does it really feel to be stuck in a chair? That's not going to hurt my feelings.
Right.
Like, if you're genuine, I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, it sucks, but hey, I'm doing my damn thing, But if you come off pompous or you come off condescending, yeah, I'm going to tell you to go stick it, But if you're genuine and, like, we're having a heart-to-heart conversation, don't be scared to ask some tough questions.
I want to challenge you on one thing. You said, like, fear for no reason. I do think there is some reason behind why we fear others' perspectives, and I think it's because we really are such tribalists these days. Tribalism. Think about, we flock to what we believe in. We stick to people that agree with us. We want that reinforcement, right? So think about the channels you're plugged into, whether it's the media you're consuming, the people you surround yourself with. What are their beliefs, and are they the ones that are influencing you and your thoughts about others with difference? You need to diversify everything that you're bringing in. It's total bullshit to have singular beliefs, and you really need to branch out and challenge your own beliefs, because, man, like I said, you won't ever truly have faith in those beliefs and confidence in those beliefs until you challenge it and you can reinforce it, right?
Yeah.
And reaching out to others to try and find out about their differences. It's not about just trying to reinforce yours. It's trying to understand your freaking neighbor, the people that we share a country with, the people we share a state, a school, a group, whatever with, a team. And until you truly, like, reach out and make that effort to find out who people are and celebrate those differences, you're never going to freaking have any advancement as a people. It's just going to be tribalist. There's going to be infighting. And it's not something we're going to be able to do. So that's something I would consider on that front.
And I'll just get to the main meat behind this whole situation is, once you actually talk to somebody, the first thing you're going to realize is you're not so different.
No shit.
I mean, you're gonna like, damn, this whole time I thought we were aliens, or I thought this person's an alien, or different species, and then you sit down and you have a conversation, you're like, damn, you know what? I've been in the same place that person's been emotionally, or I've had the similar struggles that person's had. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, I wasted all this time thinking we were so different. But you know what? We're the same.
Absolutely, man. And I've had to deal, I think, a lot with that, in my own friend group. It just, of recent days, politics is a hot topic.
Yeah.
Right? Hot topic. I'm not just talking about, the leather chain necklaces and shit from Hot Topic.
Shop there all the time, yeah. The funny t-shirts. Yeah.
All the great band t-shirts. So
yeah, lava lamps, yeah.
But, I have a lot of friends on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Which is cool.
How is it that we can still coexist and be homies to this day?
Yeah.
I think it's because we have established a respect for each other on who we are, because our differences weren't at the forefront. No. If you look at someone for their differences first, that's all you're going to see. But if you look at them in respect for who we are as humans and who we are as friends or as team members or group members, we're all like in a situation where if you're coming across someone with differences, you've come across someone for that reason that you're not so different.
Yeah.
You're engaged in the same groups. You're engaged in whatever small communities or, circles that have brought you together to this point. So the fact that you're even coming across that person in general, it's because you share something in common.
Yeah.
And so find that common ground first and, appreciate that, and then you can start digging into differences and know that you don't need to agree with everything or come to a perfect, union with this person at the end. You can agree to disagree, but know that it's our own brand, our own individualities that make us beautiful and what give us confidence. And, just being able to appreciate that in itself. That's where accepting difference is, the secret sauce. I think, being able to accept people without having to understand and agree with them, that's where it's at for me.
Absolutely. And learn to be subjective. Take the emotions out of it. Take the bias out of it.
So emotional
these days. And just learn to listen. I think that's kind of the point I'll end on is learning. There's a huge thing about listening.
Preach.
Take your bias out of it and just be subjective and just listen. Whether you agree or not, just listen.
God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
Yes.
Yeah, heard. Yeah.
And you should also use those 2 ears to listen to all our podcasts. Catch up all the ones that you've missed if you're a new listener. Use your 2 eyes to look at the screen or your phone, and use your digits on your finger to subscribe, like, or share, because somebody else needs to hear this today, and you know who that person is.
Absolutely. I think our last 2 episodes have been a really big, heartfelt topic for especially the status of where our country's at, where the world is at. And so I'm going to challenge every single one of you in the wheel world out there.
Yes.
Share this message with someone who you think would benefit from it. And, we're here for you guys. We're just trying, to share the things that we've been through to help you. We're just here to freaking empower, entertain, keep it real. Like Sonny said, please like, share, and subscribe. We love you guys. We'll be back, and hit us up, baby.